Hello again, I hope you had a good month practicing your skills in the bike. You probably know how to ride already, you probably learned to ride with us, or you probably learned to ride in the last few weeks. So today it's time to go out in the park and learn some real skills.
Like any machine, a bicycle will work better and last longer if you care for it properly. Get into the habit of checking your bike regularly. Simple checks and maintenance can help you enjoy hassle-free riding and avoid repairs. The M-Check is a simple way to make sure your bike is safe to ride. First, tyres. Check your tyres to make sure they have enough air in them. If the tyre is soft, then attach your pump to the valve and pump it up. The two most common types of valve are Presta and Schrader. Presta is usually long and thin, and Schrader is usually thicker and slightly shorter. The recommended tyre pressure, or PSI, is usually written somewhere on the tyre. Then make sure your tyres are in good condition. Spin the wheel slowly and check for wear. This tyre's tread is very worn off, and the tyre should be replaced. Next, brakes. Check the front brake by applying the brake and pushing the bike forwards. The back of the bike should lift up. Check the back brake by applying the brake and pulling the bike forwards. The bike should skid. Check that your front wheel and stem do not move independently and that your handlebar clamp bolts are tight. Perform this check by standing in front of the bike, holding the front wheel between your knees and twisting the handlebars. Pedals. Make sure your pedals spin smoothly and that your cranks are on tight and don't creak. Saddle. Check your seat post isn't loose and that you haven't exceeded the limit marked on the seat post. Rear wheel. The rear wheel should be tightly fitted and the quick release lever should be secure in the closed position. Chain. Your chain should be kept clean and oiled. Keeping your chain clean and oiled is important for the smooth running of your bike. Don't use too much oil as this will pick up more dirt and make the chain more difficult to clean. Tools. Check you've got your essential tools before setting out. A spare inner tube, a puncture repair kit, a hand pump, and a multi-tool. And of course, some water. Have your pedals set to the 2 o'clock position. This will help you move off smoothly. The conditions around you can change quickly, so scan the road ahead of you and behind you before and after you mount your bike. If it's safe, make a clear signal with your palm facing forwards and your fingers together. Return both hands back to the handlebars. Make a final observation, then set off. Here, I'm standing on the pavement and looking around to check if it's safe to position my bike on the road. After I place my bike on the road, I move my pedal into the 2 o'clock position, pull the brakes to steady the bike, and get on. I then look back for traffic, look forward, then make a clear signal. I return my hands to the handlebars, then I make a final observation before setting off. Moving your arm up and down like so indicates your intention to stop. Once you've stopped, set your pedals at the 2 o'clock position again, ready to set off. Choosing the best position on the road is very important for safety and helps traffic flow freely. Taking control of your road space with confidence communicates your intentions to other road users. Your position on the road will depend on the width of the road, the speed of traffic, and any obstructions ahead. There are 2 standard positions to be aware of. The first is the primary position. This is your normal riding position and is especially effective in quiet urban streets, narrow roads, at traffic islands, and pinch points or at junctions. You should aim to be in the centre of the lane. This will demonstrate confidence and will discourage motorists overtaking when an overtake would be dangerous. Then there's the secondary position. Riding in this position indicates to motorists that you are happy to be overtaken. Only move into this position if it is safe and you are happy for faster traffic to pass you on clear sections of road. You never want to cycle too close to the edge of the road. This is dangerous as you'll be less visible to other road users and you're more likely to encounter broken road, drain covers, debris and obstructions. The secondary position is never less than 1 metre from the kerb. This keeps you out of the gutter, avoids clipping the kerb and allows you space to avoid potholes and other road debris. However, be aware you see less of the road ahead and behind and are less visible to other road users in this position. We covered using gears in the first cycle skills video, so if you need a refresher, I've linked the video in the description. Practice your gears in a traffic-free area such as your local park, getting familiar with how they feel as you move between them. You should also practice using your brakes in a quiet, traffic-free area. Get to know the feel of your brakes. Most of the braking power comes from the front brake. Practice using both brakes together, applying pressure gently as you build confidence. When braking, keep your arms firm and your weight towards the back of the bike. Looking over your shoulder effectively is crucial for monitoring traffic behind and making manoeuvres safe. It's a good idea to practice looking over your shoulder in a quiet, traffic-free area first to make sure that you can do it safely and without swerving all over the road. To be fully aware of other road users, your vision and hearing must be unrestricted. If a jacket hood or a big backpack gets in the way when you try to look over your shoulder, ride without it. If your hair obscures your vision, tie it back. Remember to keep 2 fingers resting on your brakes as you practice, in case you need to stop. Practice standing up in your pedals and looking further around, again, while keeping your bike on a straight trajectory. A good way to do this is by following a line on the road and using this as a guide to make sure your bike is staying straight and you're not swerving too far as you look around. On a bike, arm signals are one of the ways that you become part of the traffic flow. They draw attention to you and tell other road users what you're doing next. Signalling involves taking one hand off the handlebar. If you're just getting back into cycling or you have a new bike, make sure you can ride it confidently one-handed. Learning how to corner on a bike the right way is an important skill to have as a cyclist at any level. Proper cornering will allow you to have better control over your bike, making your ride safer and more enjoyable. Try practicing on softer surfaces like grass until you get the hang of it. As you go through the turn, you should look in the direction you want to go. This will help you maintain a smooth line. You might not go as fast, but you can still practice leaning the bike and cornering without turning the handlebars. When you feel ready, start practicing on the pavement. Once you feel confident with signalling and cornering, try combining the 2 skills. With one hand on the handlebar and the other outstretched, cycle in a large circle. Try travelling in both a clockwise and anti-clockwise direction, changing direction when you start to feel a little dizzy. A basic manoeuvre to practice before heading out on the road is making a left turn. Observation, signalling and road positioning all come into play here. Look. Start by looking to check all around. Looking back over your right shoulder to see if it's safe. Signal. If it's safe, give a clear signal with your left arm. You should try to signal for at least 3 seconds. Handlebars. As you get close to the junction, put your left hand back on the handlebars and slow down by squeezing both brake levers gently. Final look. Take a final look back over the left shoulder, just to make sure it's safe. Manoeuvre. If it's safe, turn left. Ensure you obey the traffic lights and road signs. Let's look at that again. Check all around, looking back over your right shoulder to see if it's safe. If it's safe, give a clear signal with your left arm. As you get close to the junction, put your left hand back on the handlebars and squeeze both brake levers gently. Take a final look back over your left shoulder, just to make sure it's safe. This is known as the lifesaver look. Then, if it's safe, turn left. Before a corner, slow down before you start to turn. If you are turning and braking at the same time, you have much more risk of losing traction and sliding. You'll also want to think about braking earlier than usual leading up to the turn when riding in wet conditions. As you go through the turn, you should look in the direction you want to go. In your pedals, have your inside foot up, outside foot down. Don't try to pedal in a corner. In mountain biking, the attack position is the body position that you should adopt when you're not pedalling and entering into unknown and technical sections of a mountain bike trail. But even if you're not a mountain biker, it's useful to practice this position as it will make cycling over bumpy terrain more comfortable. You can practice this by keeping the pedal cranks positioned horizontally. Keep your head up, looking down at the road beneath you. A good attack position should be nice and relaxed. Try bouncing on the bike like so to get a feel for it. An example of when the attack position might come in useful is when cycling over speed bumps. Being able to comfortably and naturally stand up in your pedals will make your ride much more comfortable. So now let's put all of these skills together with a longer ride. Scan the road ahead of you and behind you before and after you mount your bike. Set your pedals to the 2 o'clock position. Look all around to check for traffic or hazards. If it's safe, make a clear signal with your palm facing forwards and your fingers together. Return both hands back to the handlebars. Make a final observation, then set off. As you cycle through a shared space, keep an eye out for people, children and dogs. In busy areas, don't cycle too fast. Here, I'm using the pedestrian crossing to move safely across the junction. There are no pedestrians, so once the traffic has stopped, I can cycle through the junction and onto the road. As this is a quiet street, I'm cycling in the primary position. I'm cycling up a hill, so I change my gears at my left hand to make it easier as I ascend. Then I change them back as I descend. I'm now approaching a junction where I need to give way, so I pull on my brakes to slow down. I bring my bike to a stop smoothly and safely and rest my pedal in the 2 o'clock position. After looking around to check that there is no traffic, I set off again. As I pass these parked cars, I make sure to not cycle close to the vehicles where I could be hit by an opening door. I ride a car door length away from parked cars. This is a quiet, narrow road with many parked cars, so again I'm taking the primary position and I position myself a car door length away from the parked cars. Again, I make another right turn, making sure to look, signal, return my hands to the handlebars in order to brake and slow down, make a final look, then manoeuvre. This road surface is quite uneven, so I try to avoid the biggest potholes as well as drain covers and puddles. I'm now making another left turn, again making sure to look, signal, return my hands to the handlebars in order to brake and slow down, make a final look and then manoeuvre. I'm now cycling on a shared path, so I reduce my speed and keep an eye out for other cyclists, pedestrians and dogs. I'm keeping a couple of fingers on my brakes in case I need to stop quickly. Again, I make sure to avoid potholes, puddles, and any large sticks or stones that could cause me to slip. Now I'm going up a short, steep hill. I go into an easier gear and lift out of the saddle to give myself a bit of extra power. I stay in a standing position as I drop down from the curb. And we've arrived at the end of Velorild's second cycle skills video, in collaboration with Green Guardians. Now, grab your bike and keep practicing these skills. They'll help you gain more control of your bike and increase your confidence in the saddle. I hope you found this video to be useful. Make sure you like, comment and share it if you did. Thank you and goodbye.